Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Erin, and let me get a sip of this lovely coffee. So good. Anyways, so I'm here today. I'm going to talk to you about how I was created, how I feel like I was created, and I believe wholeheartedly in this because it's just this this feeling that I had when I read it, and I have it right here in front of me because it's really hard for me to remember certain things, so I just want to read this to you guys. And I did the title How I Was Created for the page, and because I have it in my book of shadows, and I got this off of Pinterest, and if you want to look this up, just write down Stardust and you'll see it. And so let's just jump right into this. I'm going to read this first, and I'll tell you more about it after. How I was created. Every atom in your body came from a star that exploded. And the atoms in your left hand probably came from a different star than your right hand. It really is the most poetic thing I know about physics. You're all stardust. You couldn't be here if stars hadn't exploded, because the elements, the carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, iron, all the things that matter for evolution and for life, weren't created at the beginning of time. They were created in the nuclear furnaces of stars, and the only way for them to get into your body is if those stars were kind enough to explode. So forget Jesus. The stars died so that you could live. 90% of your body mass is in the fact stardust, because all the elements except for hydrogen and helium are created in stars. So let me just get into this theory I have. It's just before I realized that this was actually me, that this is how I was created, I used to feel like I was created from Jesus, and from Adam and Eve. But the thing is, I don't believe that the Bible is true, all because if Jesus was real, he would be here. And that's not according to how I feel. That's actually according to some people, because I've actually listened to some people on how they view Jesus, and that's not how I view Jesus. I view Jesus as if he was like some spirit, because after they told those fiction stories about Jesus in the Bible, it was like, this isn't true. So I went online and I was searching for something, and I bump into witchcraft. So I found out that Jesus is not real. I found out that he's just made up fiction guy that people in the days when they believed that he was real, when they actually started making stories about him, they created the Bible. Jesus didn't. And they created Jesus. They created hell. These are like people who feel like they needed something to believe in, so they had to create this God and create this world of Christianity. And I know that some of you will probably be a bit judgmental about this, but that's okay. If that's how you want to view me, that's okay, because we all view each other differently. And I feel like, he just doesn't exist to me. I grew up in a Christian home, and throughout my entire life, I always felt like I was lying to myself. I felt like I was a hypocrite because I believed in something that I felt like I was lying about. But the thing is, I started, like, I don't know how old I was. I think I was like 17, 18 when I discovered witchcraft. And I realized that this religion actually feels like something that I've been looking for my whole life. It made me feel like I was home. It made me feel like I was safe. So I turned to witchcraft as my religion, my faith, and my practice. I did think that Wicca was for me, but I stopped believing in Wicca like 6 months ago. I started looking into other things in witchcraft, and I wanted to be like I'm trying to get a combination of some things to see where I fit in. It's not like trying to fit into any group. I'm just trying to fit my life around a certain belief system. And when I talk about me being created out of Stardust, I'm talking about how there's gods and goddesses. I'm not talking about how Jesus was real. I'm talking about how there's goddesses and gods. And Mother Earth, I actually believe that we were created out of Stardust, and I turned to Gaia. Gaia is my goddess, and I talk to her all the time, and I felt like I was being led to this. What I just shared, I felt like I was being led to it by her, because of course, why not Gaia? Because she is Mother Earth. She's mother of all creation. And when I found out that Stardust is part of me, then I actually started realizing, when I die, I will become a star up in the sky, and I'll be shining on everybody I love. I'll be shining love. I'll be shining light into their life every night, and they'll feel me when they're sleeping, because I'll be watching over them. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. And it just seems like also real to me. I feel like every fiber of my being is made out of Stardust, and I love it. I'm trying to look into this thing that my book is not in here. I've been doing something since last night, and I found this guy on YouTube. He was talking about how you can design your life, and it made me realize, if I can be the person I want to be, if I want to believe in these things, then I can design my life the way I want it to be. I can design it however I want to live my life, and how I can live out my existence. And so I just enjoy being able to find things that help me see things in a different light. I enjoy there's this poem that's called Before Time Was, and when I read that and I went to this, it says on the page here, where is it? right here. And for life weren't created at the beginning of time. And when I read that part, I was like, wait a minute, before the beginning of time. And then I went back to this thing that was like a poem almost that talks about gods and goddesses, and it's called Before Time Was. I was like, wait a minute, beginning of time, before time was. Does that make any sense at all? In some ways, yes. In some other ways, no. But to me, it made sense because the only thing that made that combined them both was the word time. And this was all created within time. This was all created around time. Like a clock. We were all created like in clockwise way. And every single time the clock, like, you know, if you imagine it, every single time the clock struck midnight, a child is born. Just imagine that. And imagine how the beginning of time and before time was and all that, it just it arose within me that I was created within time. I was made out of stardust within a time frame until I was able to be to breathe. And when I breathed my first breath of life, it just, when I think about that, it just makes me feel like I was made from this. And this is a beautiful thing. And we all come from different lives. We all come from different places. And we are also made from our parents as well. But before we were conceived within the womb of Gaia, a star had to explode for us to be born. And I just feel like that's just a beautiful thing. I want to shine bright on everybody. I want to shine with love and light and send out my love to everybody in the world. And this is just a part of me that makes me feel like, you know, if my family were to actually really see how I'm viewing things, maybe they could understand me more. But I don't think they're gonna ever understand, because they always told me that I was crazy, that I don't make sense. And you know what I want to do sometimes? I just want to give them some sense, you know? Can I give them 5 cents with my, you know, into their face? Not gonna do it. But sometimes I just wish they could just see through my eyes and feel with my heart where I come from with my words and with my feelings. And they just don't get me. But I know someone who does. Gaia. She gets me. I want to think of her like, I've been thinking of her like she's my mom. Like Gaia is my real mom. Because after what my mom and my dad and my whole family has actually put me through, The only parent I have is Gaia. And she understands me. She gets me. I talk to her all the time. But lately I haven't been talking to her because I've been so exhausted. I haven't been feeling well lately. But I'm getting there. I'm gonna get there. And one day I'm just gonna feel like this amazing, exquisite person who has such a beautiful heart and is willing to sacrifice her time in making these videos to help people see who she is and what she believes in and how she lives her life. And this is actually just all so beautiful because I want you guys to experience this moment where I'm talking to you with my heart. And it's just so beautiful that you can actually really get this at the top of everything. And if you are watching, if anybody is really watching, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you watching my videos. And you, even though I have 4 subscribers, I'm not upset. I used to be upset, but I'm not upset anymore. All because it's not that I can do better. It's the fact that I can be better. And I can be better. Just let me have my coffee first. But anyways, thank you for watching. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to press that notification bell if you want to see new videos. And there will be new videos. I am coming up with different titles, and if you have any suggestions, put it down below in the comment section. Bye, my lovelies.